super happy with who I am. I know who I am. Took a very long time. But now that I know who I am, I'm very fulfilled where I can now help other people be fulfilled. Bunch of entrepreneurs living together, doing routines in the morning, meeting during lunch, breakdowns in the evening, and just keeping each other accountable and helping each other on each other's businesses. Thinking time. My first question that I like to ask myself is,
Hermanito querido, ¿cómo estás,
¿cómo
Joel?
estamos? Aquí viviendo la vida, hermano, aquí en Medellín. So things are good.
That's awesome, man. It's great to catch up. And I know it's been a minute because I think the last time we saw each other was in Dubai. I went to
It was
visit
Dubai.
you. Yeah, I went to visit you for the Mind Valley event. And
Oh, that was
then,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was really cool. And then before that, you came here to Qatar for the World Cup. So that was also really cool. But
Do you know what? Now that
uh,
you mention it, the
mhm.
Mind Valley event gave me so much clarity on how I wanted my part of my business to look. So like that there and that memory with you was a massive game changer in my whole career path, believe it or
That's
not.
in what way specifically?
I really like how Mind Valley has their whole platform where it's not just one coach on a platform, it's multiple different coaches collaborating. And the whole idea and vision that I had, I didn't know how to put it onto paper or to explain it. And then when I went to Mind Valley, I'm like, it makes sense now. I know what I
Yeah.
need to do now. So
Yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, before we dive in, I want to acknowledge you because you've created a really cool community. I mean, not just in English, but in Spanish as well. And like I've known you personally, and like you're a super energetic and just a happy and genuine guy. And I remember just like going around like with you in Dubai and you like, I don't know, showing me around on a scooter and like treating me out to dinner and just like joking around and not everybody's like that, you know, in this like online space. Sometimes when you meet
Mm,
people, they're like the exact opposite, right? So yeah, I just want to acknowledge you because you're always bringing that positivity and that energy and like genuinely willing to help others. So that's really cool, man.
thank you. Thank you. Everyone
Yeah.
likes a compliment.
Well, it's something I've learned from you as well. And I mean, I suppose let's start from where you are now, which is in Medellin. Tell us a bit about why Medellin, how you ended up there, and yeah, what's going on in Joel's world.
That's a great question. Right. I'm going to try and keep this very, very short because this is a very exciting topic for me. I am someone I've always traveled. I've always wanted to explore the world. And one of the reasons is because I like to understand different cultures. I like to connect with different people. And there was a period, especially during COVID, that I couldn't have that. I was locked in my room and I could only socialize with people online. And during that period, I got so comfortable with socializing online. There was one point I wasn't very happy. And so I had a big conversation with my mum. And at this time, I lost my business. I moved back in with mum and dad, and I was trying to make money online.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, Joel, now COVID is over. You're making money. What are you still doing locked up in your room? And like, what do you do? I said, I said, I'm fine. I've got lots of friends online. It's fine. She went, friends online? Really? And like at that moment, I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing? Like COVID's over. I can travel. And my happiness is when I'm actually meeting people face to face, when I'm traveling and I'm getting to know people like the real selves rather than just like over this screen here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, then I started traveling around and I moved to Bali and I had an amazing 2.5 years in Bali. And a lot of people in Bali were heading over to Medellin. And I'm like,
Mm.
Bali's so amazing. Like it's paradise here. Why are people
Mhm.
moving over to Medellin in Colombia?
Yeah.
So a friend of mine who I was in a mastermind called MOF, Master of Fate, with
Mhm.
Andrew Cruzy.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of
I
the
know.
guys in there, I reached out to him. I'm like, oh, bro, you're in Medellin. Let's link up. He said, oh, you coming to Medellin? Yeah. He said, I'm actually doing an entrepreneur house.
Mhm.
Do you fancy coming for a month? I'm like, yeah. I mean, tell me more. It sounds like exactly what I'm looking for. So he
Yeah.
explained what it was, and it was a bunch of entrepreneurs living together, doing routines in the morning, meeting during lunch, breakdowns in the evening, and just keeping each other accountable and helping each other on each other's businesses. So I thought, yo, this is me all over. So I only planned to come to Medellin for a month. I got to Medellin. I had the most amazing experience in the house, leveled up massively, personally, professionally as well. And Adam was in the house with me as well, Adam Taylor,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
business partner. And you know what happened? Me and Adam looked at each other, we're like, yo, this entrepreneur house, it's good. How can we make it better?
Yeah.
So at that point, all of a sudden, we're like, we can do something with closers where they can have an experience of a lifetime, grow professionally, grow personally, and get out of their room and start living life and start enjoying and experiencing and finding purpose. So we had a session. We're like, okay, let's find a massive whiteboard and let's throw as many ideas on the whiteboard as imagine if we created a Nomadic Closer house, what would be on there? So we're just throwing all these ideas on this vision board.
Yeah.
And about 2 hours later, we sit back, we're looking at it and we're like, yo, that's a lot of shit. Now we need to remove stuff. We looked at each other, we're like, nah, let's leave it all on there. So we left everything on there.
Yeah.
And then we thought, okay, we're now going to start promoting a Nomadic Closer house. Let's stay in Medellin. So originally I was only meant to come for a month. And then now I'm still here, like 7 months later, 8 months later, which is insane. Why? Not just because of the entrepreneur house, but the entrepreneur community here. It's absolutely insane. Like I live in a building now where every single person living in this building needs to fill in an application. They have to get selected and they're all online entrepreneurs. So we have like daily masterminds, meetups. There's so many masterminds and events I go to on a weekly basis. And I mean, as you know me, but maybe most people don't.
Yeah.
I made, over $10 million worth of sales when I was a closer.
Yes.
But now I made more commissions just by networking.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really want everyone to get to understand is yes, you can make so much money as a closer, but by using those skills, you can also go networking, meeting people face to face and make so much more money as well. So that's why I'm here for the community.
Yeah.
And the
That's
locals,
awesome.
obviously. I fell in love in day 4 with my girlfriend now. So that didn't take too long.
Well, congrats, man. And
Thanks,
I
man.
warned you. But you didn't listen.
You did. You did. I'm like, no, I'm going to go single. I'm going to stay single. You're like, bro, I'll give you 4 days. And it was exactly 4 days.
No, I'm very happy
That's
for
funny.
you. I'm very happy for you because Colombians are very sweet. They're very.
You saying that because you're Colombian?
Oh, I've been maybe, even though I've been away for
You are
many,
sweet. You are sweet.
I've been away for many years, but deep down, I still have that. I mean, like generally, obviously, this is a generalization, but if you compare, like for instance, Colombians to other countries in Latin America, some of the countries are a bit more reserved. Like for instance, Peru or Bolivia. Other countries are even more like, Brazil is like on the other side of the spectrum. But Colombians are very kind of in the middle from it, like in my experience. And once you get to know, especially a paisa, like you won the lottery. So I'm very happy for you, man.
But like for the guys that are listening, Paisa is someone that's from Medellin in Colombia.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so true. So I took my girlfriend to meet my parents in Europe. So we went to the whole plan was no plan. We're like, okay, we're gonna go to Spain. We've got a month holiday. Let's just see where we end up. So we ended up going to Spain, Morocco, Portugal, England, Panama, and then back here.
Yeah.
And when we got back, she said something to me. She was like, Joel, I didn't realize how nice people from Colombia are. Like they're so polite, they're so genuine. You jump on a metro or you jump, or you're in the elevator and everyone's speaking, saying hello, saying goodbye. You do that in Europe and people look at you like you're fucking mad.
Yeah,
So
especially in London.
the culture here is beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, beautiful, man. And I wanted to rewind a bit, like let's say a few years back when you started Nomadic Closer and you were still working as a closer. What made you do that?
I had a ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit lost as a closer,
Mm.
and I at this point I was making between 30 to 50,000 commissions per month.
Mhm.
And it got to a point where I was like, well, the difference between 30 and 50 is not really making me happy.
Mm.
You know, I mean, 20 to 50, I mean, it's still, I can still do the same things. I can still travel. I can still do exactly the same. I lost kind of fulfillment and purpose. And I think a lot of closers go through this where they get to a certain stage, making a few extra thousand or 10,000, it doesn't make a difference. It's what is your purpose? What do you want to do that fulfills you? And I was
Yeah.
super lost.
Mm.
So going into the ceremony, my whole intention was I needed some guidance and creativity for
Mm.
my next step in life. And I realized through the realizations that I had after the ceremony, and I also hired an NLP coach to help me integrate my whole experience. It turns out that I realized that I'm just a vehicle. So
Mhm.
I'm fortunate enough to be able to receive information, receive money, and I'm just this vehicle to be able to give it away and help other people. So I thought, if I'm going through this stage in my life where I'm making really good money and I'm not happy, how many other closers are going through the same thing?
Mm.
How many closers went through a stage where all they're doing is working their ass off, trying to make money, and they just get so used to working from their room,
Mm.
nothing changes, and they just have no purpose, no fulfillment. So I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to share my vision, to help people, show them that there is a way where you can travel, you can make money outside of closing by using your skills and close at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole nomadic closer came from, was a ceremony that thought that was, okay, who am I? I'm someone who likes to travel. I'm a nomad. I'm a closer. Let's build a company called Nomadic Closer where we can help people get jobs, help businesses grow their sales teams, and also train closers on how to become better physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Yeah.
And that's what we have today.
Yeah. And it's incredible because I mean you've grown the company like quite a bit over the last few years. And not everyone does that. In fact, like the majority of people who start companies, and you yourself haven't started different businesses before, like most businesses fail. So after you decided to do that and you had that kind of revelation, I imagine it wasn't easy, right? So what made you push through and yeah, like what gave you
Yeah,
that energy, that juice to keep going when the reality is that starting a business is like 95% of new businesses fail.
100%. And it's a very interesting question because when I first started, my NLP coach said to me, Joel, you're just in the process of starting a new business. Before you get 100% committed to your business, you have to be 100% committed to yourself to make
Mm.
yourself fulfilled, happy, because running business is hard. There are going to be days where you just don't have any motivation at all. So let's reevaluate your mission, vision, value, purpose. Truly make sure that that is exactly who you are and what you want to do. Because every day you wake up, you're going to be excited of the goods and the bads that happen, the experiences that you're going to have, the connections, the conversations,
Yeah.
the people that you're going to inspire. So for me, the whole concept of me having more discipline is knowing that if I'm failing, not helping other people, I'm failing other people.
Mm.
So it got to a place where I'm super, super happy with my life. I'm super happy with who I am. I know who I am, which took a very long time. But now that I know who I am, I'm very fulfilled where I can now help other people be fulfilled. So I think that was step number one.
Yeah.
And then going into the business, probably after 3 months, I realized that I'm more of a visionary than an operator.
Mhm.
I'm someone who has really, really good ideas, but I'm not the person that likes to integrate them.
Yeah.
So very quickly, I'm like, I don't want to be on this journey alone.
Hmm.
I need to be with someone who loves to do the things I hate to do. I don't want to be doing this if I don't like certain things, but I know it needs to be done. So I thought, who could be the strengths to my weakness?
Hmm.
And straight away, again, in one of my sessions with my NLP coach, straight away going through a session with her, straight away I knew exactly the person I wanted. I
Mm.
knew the strengths, I knew the person, I knew their vision, I knew everything. And the person came to mind straight away, and that was
Yeah.
Harlan Riker, because I knew him from jumping into multiple different coaching programs together. He was always the one that was always asking questions. I know that he won Young Entrepreneur of the Year when he was 17, and
Yeah.
he's the hardest worker I know, and he just
Hmm.
likes to integrate things and just get things done.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of started, is
Yeah.
understanding my strengths, my weaknesses, what I like to do, what I don't like to do, and then just making sure you're delegating that to the right people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very powerful. So understanding yourself, your who you really are at your core, with the help of someone, right? It'll be great if you can share like that. I don't know if you want to share that specific coach. Maybe other people can benefit from reaching out to her. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
She actually lives in Dubai. Her name's Amanda.
okay,
I'll drop some details later for sure.
yeah, yeah, and then yeah, finding the right people to integrate that vision and kind of ground it with all the
I,
hardworking Viking energy that Harlan brings.
absolutely. But I think everyone that's starting a business, they should read a book called Rocket Fuel
Mm.
and also The Road Less Stupid. Now, Rocket Fuel helped me realize that I am the visionary. Rocket Fuel allowed me to understand that it's okay and you shouldn't feel guilty if you are a visionary. You just need to make sure that you're hiring an implementer
Yeah.
or you're partnering up with an implementer.
Mm.
So now my implementers, I've got Harlan, I've got Adam. Fantastic.
Yeah.
There's so if there's even if you download Rocket Fuel on audiobook, there's a PDF as well, and it gives you certain comparisons.
Mhm.
One of the biggest comparisons, and which is really good, it was like a visionary has 20 new ideas a week, and the implementer looks at those 20 ideas and selects which one could be beneficial for the company and integrates.
Mhm.
So there's lots of different qualities, but you need to understand what your quality is. If you try and do both, you can only
Yeah.
get so far.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean I think it also requires a level of being connected to yourself and to your intuitions to find the right integrators, right? Like in your case, you had that vision, you know who you wanted to connect with, and then also through different synchronicities, Adam came in and different people came in. And this brings you to the other thing you said, which is that now you understand that through your network, you're actually making way more money than what you did before as a closer. And obviously, maybe you don't want to reveal like specific details of some of those projects, but would you share like one or two examples of just to give people an idea of what is possible when you start connecting people, adding value in different ways?
So, as an example,
Mhm.
and if you guys want, I actually did a mastermind about networking. I've got a YouTube video on it, so you're more than welcome to see that. It's 40 minutes long. Something that's really important is once you become a good communicator, you can then become a master connector.
Mm.
So, being a master connector, you have so much leverage, you have so much value to provide because everyone has a problem. You're never going to go to a network meeting face to face and someone say, "Hey, my life is absolutely perfect. My business is perfect. I have no problems. I have no
Mm.
issues." It's bullshit. Excuse my
Yeah.
language. It's
Yeah.
impossible. It's impossible. So for me, from a very young age, I realized that the more I was going out, networking, socializing, meeting people, the more I realized that everyone had a problem. So what I then did, I created a Rolodex. I created my own CRM system. So every time I
Yeah.
met someone, bam, got their name, got their email or telephone number, what they do, how they help people, and the issue they have. And once in a while, I go and I review the CRM just to remember who's who, stay in contact. So then when I am going out and I'm networking, socializing, all of a sudden, I meet someone who has a certain problem. And how do I do that? With my communication skills, with my closing skills, finding out what they like, what they don't like, you know, where they want to go and what they're struggling with. And then I can say, hey, do you know what? I actually know someone that can help you. And then you can introduce. Most of the times you introduce just because you want to, but sometimes you can introduce a developer with an investor, and all of a sudden you just take a small percentage of the top sales. So for example, in Bali, I connected an investor with a developer, and when the whole project sells, I get 2.7% commission from the whole total revenue, as an example. Another thing, you meet someone and someone, so for example, another project is the acquisition company. It's just, you know, you meet someone, hey, listen, I have an online business. I'm looking to kind of move out or stop it. It doesn't motivate me anymore. Actually, I could probably get you in contact with someone who will buy it off you. And the majority of these contacts, I don't make over Zoom. I don't make over the internet. I physically go. So for example, today at 2:00 in Medellin, I'm going to an e-commerce conference with like 2,000 people.
Amazing.
So I'm going to go there and I'm going to see, hey, listen, people probably have really good businesses. Maybe I could be a master connector and help them either grow the business or maybe sell the business, and I make money doing it. And it's enjoyable, and that's what I like. I like going out, again, the visionary, the person that just likes to be the front man talking to people. So that's it's just easy money. Once you know how, it's there.
And it's interesting because you see yourself as that new identity, right? It's not just being stuck behind your computer, but you're actually, I'm way more than that. I'm going out there, and you're also leveraging your skills, because I know that you're a social butterfly and you love just speaking with people and helping people and just building those bridges. So that's that's something that definitely a lot of closers don't even know it's possible. But once you start putting yourself out there, going to live events, as you say, you start creating so many opportunities. Because as you say, everybody has a problem.
It's mental. It's like the other day I was out networking at networking events, and there's a guy that has two funds. One is $750 million and the other one's $2 billion looking to buy online businesses. Insane.
Crazy.
So so I can't give too much away on that, unfortunately.
No, for sure. Just send them over. We'll see how we can help them.
We need a chat for sure.
For sure. And the other thing I wanted to ask, because you have so many different projects now, and I know it's also easy to get distracted, right? So,
oh God.
How do you prioritize and focus now?
Something that's really helped me, and it's only been recently, because I think most people in the industry, they see me, they're like, how many businesses has he got? What is he working on? So like at the moment, there's only 4 main businesses. We have the placement agency, we have the growth firm, and then we have our coaching program, which is B2C, B2B sales, mindset. And then the fourth thing is the acquisitions. Now, me being the visionary, I've always just brought a load of ideas to the table, and I've just thrown it to the team. Hey guys, these are all my crazy ideas. What should we do? And Adam introduced me to thinking time. And thinking time is something that's really transformed the way that I bring things to the board. So now it's like, okay, thinking time. My first question that I like to ask myself is, what am I not seeing? So I have a whole, you can choose hour, 45 minutes, half an hour. I do it once every other day, so 3 times a week, where I sit there, no computer, put my phone on airplane mode, and I've literally got pen and paper, and I'm just writing down, what am I not seeing? So I'm just writing all that down. And then something JD Daly actually told me the other day.
Yeah.
He said he does thinking time as well. And something from Walt Disney, he does thinking time as well, but he breaks it down into 3 things. So it's like, okay, what are the ideas? What will that solve? And then how to implement them. So it's 3 different sessions. So you don't do all those sessions in one session, you break those sessions up. And then that way it's so much easier to be able to bring it to the board and be like, hey guys, this is how I want to implement things. What's your thoughts on it? Yeah, great. Absolutely. I can help you implement this. Let's go ahead. Right. So it's a bit more structured, where before it was just an absolute mess. And I'm just trying to throw like, spaghetti on the wall and see which one sticks. And
yeah,
now it's getting smoother. It's been a work in progress, but that's something that I'm massively working on at the moment, is trying to stay on track.
Yeah. So
one other thing on that, and the biggest question I always ask me is, these ideas, these visions, these opportunities, will it serve my business, or will it take potential away from my business? So that's something that I always ask myself now. Again, Adam and Harlan really helped me with this. Is this idea, is this opportunity going to serve the business, or is it going to affect the business?
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Yeah. And so with those sessions and those questions, like, what am I not seeing? What ideas do I have? What would this solve, etc.? How is that helping you narrow down your focus?
That I don't want to start new businesses. Okay. Alex Hormozi has a video where he explains why a lot of entrepreneurs fail, and and then he gets these cups, lots of different plastic cups, and he said what most people do is, most entrepreneurs, and then he starts pouring this like blue liquid into cups. It's like most entrepreneurs try and just do multiple different businesses, and you see that none of them actually get filled up. What you need to do, and the best way to go ahead and do it, is you fill up the first cup, let the water overflow from that first cup into the second cup, let that overflow into the third cup. So make sure that one thing's running smoothly first before trying to do multiple different things.
Yeah.
So that's where my focus is now. I only have 4 businesses. That's the focus. Once they overflow, it's running smoothly, I can then focus on a 5th one. But for now, there's no more new business ideas coming in.
Yeah.
But there is connections.
Yeah, and it makes sense that you have that clarity. You're not gonna spread yourself too thin, and everything starts up here, obviously. And it reminds me of obviously like Think and Grow Rich, and when you look at like those old school books, like Andrew Carnegie, like one of the richest man's rich, he was from Scotland. He used to spend like the entire summer, like 3 or even 4 months, just walking in Scotland, right? Not working. And even though he was one of the richest men in the world, with a massive steel company back in the day, he was just thinking, purifying his mind so that he could come in and solve bigger problems. So yeah.
Exactly. And the reason why it's called Think and Grow Rich and not Do and Grow Rich is because exactly what I said. Most entrepreneurs think it's, let's do and grow rich, but that's how you fail. It's think and grow rich. And that's the easiest way to explain the book. It's the easiest summary ever, is truly think, plan, and grow rich. Don't just do and grow rich.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because I mean, you can do and do and do in the wrong direction and burn yourself out, and it gets.
You can work hard or you can work smart.
Yeah, and on that note, what are you thinking about now, and what excites you the most now that you're imagining creating all these new projects?
I want to massively grow the sales division in the Spanish market. There's so much opportunity. The sales training that they have in the Spanish market's very old school. So we're just about to launch our Sales Academy 3.0 in the Spanish market. So we launched 1.0, 2.0. We're just about to jump onto 3.0. Spanish market works a little bit differently, where
Mhm.
It's not so much evergreen products, it's launches. So
Mm.
massive hype, lots of like pre-sales training, and then one big day on a big webinar, you close everyone. So we're seeing a huge amount of potential here. We're collaborating with a lot of huge Spanish influencers as well.
Mhm.
And as I'm here as well, I want to be able to just help as many people get out of earning their minimum salary of what is it, $500-600 a month, and
Yeah.
start living a life that they never thought was possible.
Mm.
And being here and seeing people's mindset, there's so many entrepreneurs here that want to grow, that want to do well, but they don't have the opportunity. So I want to be able to provide that opportunity for them. So
Yeah.
that's a passion.
Yeah.
And we're also launching Nomadic Closer House 2.0 in a couple of months. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be announcing that next week.
That's exciting, man. Any sneak peeks, anything else you can share about that to hype people up about a little bit? All of the closest that maybe they went to the previous one, and I know a few of them. I know Pete Clemens and a few other guys,
Yeah.
or all the other guys who said, "Hey, I couldn't make it, but I would love to join the next one." What's in store?
When you start a project and you know that it's going to do good, and then you look back and you're like, it actually went way better than expected. So expectations are super high now. So every single time we do it, we just need to make sure it's better and better and better. So like I said, with the whole whiteboard we had with all the ideas, now that we've actually implemented it, 2.0 is going to be even better. So if anyone speaks to any of the guys that's been in the Nomadic Closer house,
Mhm.
every single person had a complete life transformational experience, personally, professionally, new brotherhood, new experiences. We even got them to speak on stage in front of 50 people, get out of their comfort zone, teach them about networking, business opportunities.
Yeah.
I wish, and I truly wish that there were more Nomadic Closer houses around the world when I first started.
Mm.
Because seeing the transformation, like every single guy that's come out of the Nomadic Closer house and now doing their own thing. They're now pushing the boundaries. They're on new projects. They're growing. It's absolutely insane. So that's going to be season 2.0, and then we're going to be launching once a quarter.
Mhm.
And then we had a we had a meeting with a guy in Colombia, and he said, I absolutely love the concept. He met all the guys from the house as well. They shared experience. He was actually in the audience when they were talking on stage. He approached us and was like, if you can guarantee that you can fill up a Nomadic Closer hotel, we'll
Mhm.
build Nomadic Closer hotels around the world for you. I'm like, let me get to season 6 first, and then we can
Yeah,
chat.
that's
But
amazing, man.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it helps you get out of your room. It helps you like have amazing conversations with people that understand you, they're going through the same things, that are in the same industry. And it's just an amazing way where you can level up, you can grow, you can lean on each other for support. And I think that's what's missing. You can only do so much over Zoom. It's like
Yeah.
us, for example, we've known each other for quite some time now. We jump on Zoom quite a lot.
Mhm.
Well, not as much as I'd like to, but I've met you now twice face to face,
Mhm.
and the conversations we've had face to face,
Yeah.
the experiences, it's just been absolutely amazing. And I want more closers to experience that. I want more
Yeah.
closers to go out, meet people. And just a quick plug here. So that's
Mhm.
the reason why we've created a free nomadic closer map.
Mhm.
So we want every single closer around the world to jump on the map. It's absolutely free. And what it does is, doesn't matter if you're in your own town, city, country, or you're traveling, you can see where closers are around the world, and you can click, see what closers in what country. You can speak to them and then meet face to face. And then from there, we'll do live masterminds. It's going to be a massive free community. We want people to be able to get out there and just start networking, socializing, and meet people face to face. So I was in Panama a week ago,
Yeah.
and I jumped on the map. I'm like,
Mhm.
what closers are in Panama? I'm sure
Yeah.
no one's in Panama. I met up with 2 different closers in Panama.
Nice.
It was great.
Yeah. One of them, Luis, he's part of my group. He told me that he met you. It's a really cool guy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Amazing. Amazing.
yeah,
He's a good dude.
yeah. He's a
He's a
young
good
guy, super hungry, very motivated, very hardworking. And someone messaged me through the map, a guy who lives here in Qatar, and he's like works in finance, but now he's getting into closing. And he just messaged me out of the blue and said,
Oh,
"Hey,
no
I
way.
just saw you on the Nomadic Closer map. I saw you live in Doha. I wasn't sure if you're just like traveling or if you're actually living here. And so we're gonna meet up for coffee. And yeah, I mean that's how we build those connections. And it comes back to thinking, right? Like not just
Mm.
being limited by I'm just on my computer all day long making some money, but actually thinking from a different perspective and realizing that actually there's just so much more out there, just that I'm not seeing it because I am only kind of tunnel vision. And that's fine. Like if you want to focus on obviously growing your bank account with closing, that's amazing. But there are
Mm.
also so many other things that um, we don't know what we don't know, right?
I mean, I know closers making 40, 50 grand a month and they're not happy, you know, and they don't want to go out, socialize, network because they've been trapped so long in doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they have money, it's like, well, what do I do?
Mm.
How do I go out? And some of the guys in the Nomadic Closer house, when we did take them out networking, how do I start a conversation?
Yeah.
What conversations do I have?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What happens if there's an awkward moment? What
Yeah.
happens when I'm getting bored and I want to leave and I don't want to talk to them anymore? How do I break away? Like I'm so used to doing it that I
Hmm.
forget that so many people suffer with the same thing. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, networking sounds good, but how do I do it? How do I approach?
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah, no,
So
for sure.
watch that video on YouTube. It helps a lot.
Yeah, 100%. And well, just a couple of other questions before we wrap it up. After everything you've created here and all the other closes that you've seen going through a similar journey for someone who's just starting out, getting into the industry, how would you support them? What advice would you give them?
People that are just starting in the industry,
Yes.
in terms of sales, in terms of best way to get jobs, because there's quite a few different things that I can recommend. The first thing I recommend is start jumping into different communities and truly start building relationships with other people.
Mm.
I don't mean send them a comment on their Facebook. I mean, literally, hey, I see you're super successful in what you do. Do you mind if I have a 5 minute conversation with you? You inspire me. So what I say to a lot of people is everyone likes a compliment.
Hmm.
If someone sends me a compliment, Joel, I just saw one of your reels. I really liked when you said this, this, and this. Super, super inspiring. Do you mind if we jump on a call for 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah, thank you. Absolutely. I'll give you 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
So the more you pay people compliments, the more people want to give you their time. It's exactly the same with selling. It's exactly the same as networking, it's communicating. You know, as you know, Jeremy Miner says, take the focus off of you and put it on your prospect.
Mm.
And it's exactly that.
Yeah.
Put all the attention on the person you're communicating with, make them feel good, heard, let them speak, because everyone likes talking about themselves. So
Hmm.
that's where I say start.
Building relationships.
Building relationships and joining the Nomadic Closer map.
Yeah,
But yeah,
can't go wrong.
building relationships, that is key.
Mm.
But then after that, you do need to have the skills.
Hmm.
Because in the nicest possible way, and I'll say this in the nicest way I can, the team and I probably get over 50 messages a day of
Hmm.
closers that have no sales experience and no training.
Yeah.
And they send me a message saying, hey, I'm looking to get into closing. Can you get me a job?
Yeah.
It's got to a stage where I've literally got a copy paste pins on my keyboard. And it's just like, and I just literally copy paste and be like, sorry, who are you? Build a relationship. Like, let's get to know each other first. It's like walking up to a girl in a nightclub and be like,
Yeah,
hey, I want to have sex with you. Who are you? Let's build up a relationship. Let's see if there's any chemistry. Pay me a compliment, and then we can
yeah,
chat.
exactly. Yeah. Maybe not
So
with me, but maybe
understand
there's
that.
another friend who you do vibe with, right? And
Exactly.
yeah.
So yes, you do need to have the basic levels of a script or framework
Mhm.
before you can even ask to jump on a call.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you can't give something that you don't have, right? Like if you want to help a business, you gotta actually bring some kind of skill or some kind of value and solve real problems.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome,
one other
man.
thing, a question I get a lot is, Joel, well, I've been through sales training, um, but I haven't had any experience on phones. How can I land a job as a closer?
Mhm.
The easiest and fastest way is prove yourself. If you reach out to a business and be like, hey, I've complete transparency, I've just finished my sales training. Give me all the leads that you didn't close, and I'm going to try and close them for you. Or at least I'm going to, reset them or appointment set.
Mhm.
Ask for certain KPIs. Once you've hit a certain amount of rebooks or closes, then you can have that conversation. The business isn't losing because those leads are already dead, but
Yeah.
it's giving you the opportunity to get the reps in to then go improve yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And who does that? I mean, very few people, right?
I'll
Yeah.
be so open to those conversations. So reach out to me if that's you.
Yeah. There you go. Joel, anything else that you'd like to talk about? Any pressing things you want to announce, share, anything that you would have liked me to ask you?
I appreciate that, buddy. I think something I do want to share is every single problem closers are going through, they're not the first people to go through it.
Mhm.
There's a lot of closers out there that are lost, depressed, aren't making as much money as they want to. They're confused with their life. They want to quit. They want to give up. They don't know what to do. You're not the only one.
Mhm.
So I think everyone should be a little bit more vulnerable. I think
Mhm.
everyone should be able to reach out and ask for help. And don't be afraid. Everyone has someone that they can reach out to. And I'll say that again, everyone has someone that they can reach out to. I am so open if anyone wants to reach out to me. If you're going through anything, if you're if you're not happy with certain things, don't feel like you're going through this alone because you're not. There's people there that can truly help you.
Mhm.
So don't feel like you need to struggle in silence because you don't have to. So that's my message.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. The power of vulnerability. 100%. We need more of that. And yeah, just one last thing, anything we can do to support you?
Jump on the map. Jump on the map. It's not even
Yeah.
supporting me, it's supporting other closers.
Mhm.
So I'd love to. At the moment, we've got what, maybe 200 people on the map. We launched it a couple of
Mhm.
weeks ago. I want to try and get it to 1,000 people by the end of September.
Okay,
And
beautiful.
then
So
and then after that, we do masterminds around the world. We'll do
yeah.
meetups around the world, and we'll help each other level up. And we'll do masterminds. So like one thing real quick. Every Thursday, 6 o'clock, I have a bunch of entrepreneurs that I mastermind with. We keep each other accountable. Are you the number one thing that you set for last week? Did you manage to hit that target? Yes or no?
Mhm.
Why? Um, what are your goals this week? What are your struggles?
Mhm.
What are your bottlenecks? And then after we have 20 minutes each helping each other with our bottlenecks and our struggles.
Mhm.
And it's like the biggest game changer. Over the last 2 weeks, I've had so many realizations on how I've been complicating things and how easy it is
Mhm.
just by having other people's inputs. And it's the same thing with closers, and it's the same thing with Nomadic Closer houses. Once you're in a room with people that are doing the same as you can do so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. The power of relationships and community. And I think that's a great way to wrap it up today. Again, very excited for everything that you're building and very grateful for our friendship and very excited to see you enjoying my country and all the gifts and blessings that's also giving you in your life. So I'll let you know when I'm
Appreciate it.
around and we can reconnect
Absolutely.
in
And
person.
I just want to give you a moment of like gratitude as well for everyone that you're inspiring in the industry, everything that you're doing, because you have a name in the industry. People know you for you. You're super real, transparent, and you're not just helping people with closing. You're helping people with so much more, with with how they feel inside, how to live happier. And I think just kudos for how many people you've inspired in such a small period of time as well. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. And again, it comes back to knowing yourself and being authentic and just going for it. Because at the end of the day, who cares? And like life is short, and you just gotta do your own thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't care what any people think. We went through a massive stage where I just wanted to have significance. I wanted everyone to know me. I wanted to be a somebody. I don't care now.
Mhm.
As long as I can help inspire people, that's my mission. So
Yeah.
whether you like me or not.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares at the end of the day? It's a matter of how you make people feel and just helping each other. And brings me back to if you also want to support Joel and the project that he's involved in, you can check out Life Guided by Light. That they do many amazing uh, community events in different parts of the world. So highly recommend that. And yeah, just again, like Joel said, we're always open. If you need anything, let us know. We we're not that cool. We're just here to help.
100%. Thanks so
Bye,
much for your
brother.
time, buddy. I'll
Con
catch you
gusto.
soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Hasta luego,
Yeah.
hermano. Ciao, ciao.